This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Double check your subscribe to the channel. Double check your notifications are on. And if you hit that like button, check that it's working properly, because these bad actors, these criminals, are terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen, Citadel, Jane Street Virtual, you guys know by now, are being sued by NWBO for manipulating the price of their stock, naked shorting, spoofing. And the situation is getting very, very interesting. These criminals, because in my opinion, that's what they are, because they are engaging in fraud, allegedly, robbing and stealing from good companies, robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. And the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI is fully aware of what they're doing. The evidence of what they're doing is overwhelming. So the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI can't say they don't know, yet they practice willful blindness to the fraud and corruption. But here's where it gets interesting. The defendants don't want to turn over who they were spoofing for. They want to hide the entities who were putting in large sell orders at ridiculously low prices and then canceling them. And then canceling the sell orders because they were not real. The shares did not exist. They just did it to push the price down. And these criminals want the courts to allow them to hide who they were spoofing for. Make that make sense. Could you imagine a criminal defendant who was hired by somebody to commit a crime, and then they asked the courts, Your Honor, please tell the DA or stop the DA from asking me who hired me to commit the crime? Only in the United States stock market could they even come up with this type of scenario. Nowhere else could somebody accused of a crime try to fight with the court to not tell the prosecutor who hired them to commit the crime. Make that make sense. When it comes to United States stock market, the fraud and corruption is so out of control that you have to leave your common sense at the door or you're gonna go crazy. These defendants want the courts to allow them to keep hidden the people they were allegedly spoofing and manipulating for. Make that make sense. If this was any other industry, the courts would tell them they were crazy. Yet somehow it's being entertained inside the courtroom. Yes, you're alleged that you were spoofing. You alleged that you committed fraud. But you don't want to tell the courts who hired you to commit the fraud? Absolutely crazy. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think a criminal could ask a judge not to let the prosecutor know who hired him to commit the crime? Anyway, have a great day. God bless. And I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.